Hello students. So in today's class we are going to discuss about the British government's industrial policy. So in the 1850s some of the Indian cloth mills were set up with much courage, and first in Mumbai and then in Ahmedabad. So what happened in the year of 1850? There are some of the Indian cloth mills have started. So the Indian cloth mills were set up with a huge courage. So where they have set up, first they have set up in Mumbai and then they have set up in the Ahmedabad. So thus the cloth has started being made on the machines in India also. So in this cloth mill, what they have started, they have started the making the cloths on the machines in India also. So some educated people and factory owners, they have demanded that a special tax should be levied on the cloth coming from the Britain, so that the cloth being made in India might get a better market. So some of the in our India also, there are at that time there are some of the people who are educated. So that what they have done, some educated people and the factory owners, they have demanded to the people that they have to pay the special tax, and they should be levied on cloth which is coming from the Britain, so that the cloth which is making in the India, they should also get the better market. So here the special tax can make the British cloth more expensive, and it can would be encourage the sale of cloth produced in Indian factories. So by this what will happen, which has the special tax we are implementing on the British, what it is happening, the special tax it would make on the British cloth, it can become the more expensive, and with this encouragement the sale of our cloth which is producing in our Indian factories, it will also increase. So you know that in Britain the government had done the same thing. So we have started this system, right? So in the Britain and also the government has done the same thing. They have levied a special tax on cloth made by Indian viewers in order to help the cloth industry of Britain. So in same process they have also followed. They have also started keeping the special taxes on cloth which is made by the Indian weavers. So in order to help the cloth industry of the Britain, in this way they can get the help to the cloth industry in the Britain. But the government has refused to levy a similar tax in India on British cloth to help the Indian industry. So what the government have done, the government has stopped, opposed this, refused to keep the similar taxes in India on British cloth. To help the Indian industry, the government has done this. The pressure of the British factory owners and traders on the government was so much that it could not go against their interest also. So the pressure of whatever the pressures of the British factory owners and the traders have keeping, the government was, it has, it could not go against their interest. So in the year 1896 the income of the British government of India reduced a lot. So by these phrases, by these ideas, by these people who are educated in our India in 1896, the income of the people, the British government has decreased a lot. So the government started thinking a different ways to increase their income. But in that time it is very difficult to the government to levy a 3.5% tax on the cloth coming from the Britain to India. So what the British government has done, because they have felt that their government of India has reducing a lot, then the government started thinking what a different ways to increase their income. And it is at that time it is very difficult to the government that 3.5% of the tax on cloth coming from the Britain to India, but it did not want to harm the sale of the British cloth, so that they also levied the same amount of tax, 3.5% on cloth being which is made in India as well as. So same tax now to the Britain and the India also. This tax become the cause of a long conflict between the Indian people and the British government. Our Indians has understood that the government would protect only the interest of the British factories. So by this, what the government, our Indians have understood, by this our Indians have understood that the government will protect only which the interests are there to the British factories only. So that our Indian people have refused this tax in India, and they have demanded, they have striked it, they have demanded to remove this system. Even without the government protection, many factories producing cloth, thread and sugar, jute and paper, matches, cement, etc., all these were set up in our India without the protection of the government, and their rapid development however took place only after 1914. So after the year of 1914 only, these very rapidly they have got development in this in these different types of factories. Indian industry during the First World War. So during the First World War, when the First World War happened 1914 to 1918. So during the First World War time, the import of foreign goods into India has decreased. It means we are importing goods from the foreign countries to our India, it has reduced. So one reason was that the cargo ships were on war related to duties. So why it has reduced? Because at that time the goods used to import by the ships only. But at that time the cargo ships are very busy on the war related duties, and hence there was a shortage of ships are there. And second reason is that, secondly, in the factories of Europe, the things needed for the war were being made. That's why the imports of such things to our country has decreased because of two reasons. What is the first reason here? The first reason is that the cargo ships were busy on war related duties. That's why there is a very shortage in the ships. And second reason is that in the factories of foreign like Europe, they have needed the things which are need for the war, they were manufacturing there. So very few goods only for the Indian markets were available at that time. So under these circumstances, the factories that had been established in India started selling their goods in the large quantities. So in these situations, the factories in our Indian factories which has they have started selling their goods in large quantities because of heavy sales at that time, because the foreign countries are also busy in other things, right? So that's why at that time there is a large sales, there was a rapid development in industries at that time, there was a very demand for us. So after the war ended, when the war has ended, the Indian factory owners who are there, they have purchased a large numbers of European machines, and by purchasing them they have set up the new industries also. So what they have done, immediately when the war has finished, our Indian factory owners who are there, they have started taking the machines from the Europeans, and they started setting up the new different industries. So here the Indian industrialists have begun demanding on the government they should levy on tax on the foreign goods, so that the sales of our Indian goods might continue in the future as well. So our Indian industrialist people who are there, they have started what? They have started demanding to our government that they should keep tax on foreign goods. Then only we can sales of our Indian goods can we can sell very properly. Otherwise, if they won't keep tax on the foreign goods, then it can, our selling may be decrease. So the government had to accept this demand of our Indians people for the many reasons. So after 1917, the taxes have keepen on many foreign goods, one after the another. So the government have accepted the demands of our Indian industrialists, and it have keepen the taxes in the year of 1917. So as a result, the factories have started in India, and they have started developing very speedily. Problems of Indian industry at the time of independence. So at the time of our independence, what are the problems of our Indian industries have faced? So after a very long struggle, our Indian industry has got a little help from the British government. So our government, our Indian people, they have struggled a lot. So after a large struggle, they got a small help from the British government. So yet now a very large number of factories like banks, ships, etc., all these were in the control of whom? In the control of the Europeans. So because all the things are in the control of the Europeans had many advantages for these companies, and they can easily contact with the officers and authorities of the British government, and whereas our Indians were never able to do so. All the foreign trade was in the hands of European companies, hence they had no shortage of funds either. So what happened? After a long struggle, our Indian industry got a very little help from the British government. So the factories like which are the banks and ships, etc., which are there now, all the factories are in control of the Europeans only. That's why, because all these things were control of Europeans, the Europeans got the many advantages for their companies. So what are the advantages they got? The people of the Europeans, they can contact very easily with the officers and the authorities which are the British government. But our Indian does not have, in our Indian control, nothing is there, nothing factories are there. That's why our Indian people, they can't do this. So all the foreign trading which is completely, it is hands of whom? It is in the hands of European companies only. So even though, yeah, the Europeans had more influence on the industries, our Indian industrialists developed a great deal. For example, our Indian industrialists were able to control the textile industry. So there was a lot of influence on industries of Europeans. Influence was there on industries. Our Indian industries has developed at that time with a great deal. So what is an example here? Our Indian industrialists were able to control what? The textile industries. The great example of our achievements of our Indian industrialist was what? Our achievements was the steel factory at Jamshedpur, that was set up by the industrialist named Jamshed Tata. So what is his name? The Jamshed Tata. He was a person, he was set up the steel industry at the Jamshedpur. It was a very great achievement for us. So the tax on the foreign goods was a great help for the Indian industrialists from the government, but this was not sufficient. So the people have demanded, no, the people have demanded to keep the taxes on the foreign goods, so that the government have accepted this, and the tax on the foreign goods was, it was very great help for the our Indian industrialists. But it was not sufficient. Many other resources and other facilities which are needed, like railways, roads, electricity, coal and iron, all these things they should keep on the tax. However, if we see, the British government did not pay attention to develop in these areas only. Our Indian industrialists also had to buy all their machines from abroad only, because at that time they have a lot of technology there. So if we want anything, the Indian industrialists also, they have to buy complete machines from the other countries only. The industries that which would manufacture the machines had simply not started in India. because at that time in our India did not got so much developed, and that's why they used to buy from the other countries only. For the development of industry, it was help was needed from the scientists, engineers and technicians. So educated workers were needed at all the levels, but education was not given importance in India. That's why no one was educated at that time. No scientists, no engineering, no technicians also not there. That's why our development of industry has decreased at that time. So industrial development depended completely on whom? On the foreigners only, because only few Indian scientists and engineers were there at that time. In foreign countries, if we see, there was a lot of technicians, scientists, engineering, a lot of people are there. In order to promote our Indian industry, many of the organizations of our industrialists were formed even during the British times. So, one of the most important was the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. It is nothing but FICCI. It is an organization which brought up the problems of the industrialists before the government. And with the end of the British rule in India and the formation of a free government, the situation has changed. So, the government of India gave encouragement to the growth of industries in a planned manner. So, what happened? To promote, to start our Indian industries, there were many of the different organizations of industrialists were started at that time only, when the British times only. So, in that thing, one of the most important thing was organization. What organization name is FICCI? It is nothing but Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. So this was such different organization. They have brought many problems of the industrialists before this government. So with the when the British rule has ended, our Indian and the formation of the free government, at that time the situation also changed at that time when the British rule has stopped. So that the government of India, what they have done, they have given encouragement to the our Indian industries to make growth and to make the growth of industry.